Good morning. It's Monday, February 16. It's not quite 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've been out here a little while doing minor stuff. I've got the electronic ignition rotor here. The box is installed. I am going to install this right now and run the wires. I am. I've been saying that for how many days? But I am. Here's the oil lines for the head of the going up to the rocker boxes. That's nice set. Let's see, what else? Like I say, the black box is up here. I'll just be able to plug it in. That's really nice. It's a nice setup up here. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And I installed, this morning, I installed a battery charger plug-in so the battery can be maintained with a charger. This is the wires that are going to go to the brake switch on the other side. We'll be testing the circuit to see if it works. This is the tail light, and what I'm going to do is, these are the three color codes we use: red for ground, green for tail light, and brown for brake. So I'm going to figure out which of these wires is what, and I'm going to splice in the appropriate color code here and then cover it with shrink, so that the client, when he mounts this light, doesn't have to worry about what wire goes where. I can pretty much guarantee, I think, that the red is not ground. So anyway, most probably brake, but we'll find out when I test it. Okay, so then I think, just for the heck of it, I'll put some double-faced tape on it and hang it up here, just for safekeeping. Up here, I'm sorry. I gotta watch the camera. Up here, just for safekeeping. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's just there. It's a possible little add-on. This ignition switch is horrible. It says Lucas. The box says Lucas, but it also says made in Taiwan. And let me tell you, the quality is horrible. They're just horrible. So if it continues to work, that's good. If not, then I'll say we need a new switch. What else did I do today? Anything interesting so far today? Oh, I rerouted the tack, so it goes straight up the tack cable. So it goes straight up. And I think that's all I've done so far. Yeah. I'll show you something. Look in here. If you can see the inside of the brace that goes across here, this is where the main backbone attaches. Now these welds look original stock. They've got originality written all over them. But back here, this has been ground, and with the grinder, shall we say. And if you run your finger across it just ever so gently, you can feel a ridge. Just a ridge right there. So yeah, you can feel the ridge there. So that's how I think they put this big massive slug inside the backbone. The guy cut this out very carefully because it's not nasty. Put the slug in place and then welded it. Either put the piece back in or another piece, I don't know what all, welded it and then ground it smooth. So all in all, I'm very impressed with the gentleman's talent, whoever did it. Okay, let's go over and do the bad dad joke of the day. And walking. Here is the bad dad joke of the day. How did the Pancakes win the baseball tournament? They had the best batter. I'm getting old because some of these are actually funny. Okay, so we're done. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do some work. I'm going to put the rotor in, hook it up to the black box. Then I'm going to do some testing of the different electrical systems that I put on yesterday to see who's properly alive, modify the tail light, and make the oil line. Yeah, I've got to make the oil line and put the oil in the tank, and that way I can spin the motor up with oil in it and see if I get any return. That'd be nice. So I'll also put about 8 ounces of oil down here into the sump before I do that, so that there's oil for the pump to sump, oil in the sump for the pump to sump, pump to pump. Yeah, that. Okay, that's what the plan is, but then every day I tell you what the plan is, and every day I don't do what the plan is. So we'll see. Well, it's 10 o'clock, and yep, the hour's just about 10 o'clock. All right. I've got the ignition system installed and wired. Looks like a lot of wires, but it's no more wires than any other electronic ignition system, and actually no more wires than a conventional point system. Wires is wires, and you gotta get the electrons to the coils and do all the stuff on their way there. I made up a couple of spark 5K ohm resistor cap spark plug wires. These are still the dead plugs. I told you about them yesterday. I'm going to change them out. And over here, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, we've got the magnetic pickup, the magnetic rotor in here, the pickup out here. They're just stuck in there. They're not timed. When I spin the motor and look for spark, it's not necessarily going to be at the right time. It's just going to be spark. So I'm going to pull these off, put plugs up here, and chase a few electrons around the bike to make sure that all the wires are correct. And then, oh yes, I still have to build. I will right now, even as we speak, get ready to probably make this oil line. Because I like to have oil in the engine when I spin it over. Maybe we'll even get oil flow. I don't know if you spin it enough. I'll put about 8 ounces of oil down in the head to go down into the sump, and maybe we'll actually even see oil flow come back on the while just spinning the motor without actually starting it. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to change out the plugs, put some fresh ones on there, lay them on the head, make the oil line, put oil in the tank, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got the oil filter, the oil tank fitting, strainer fitting out. It was very clean. All I did was clean it off. So it was very clean, just like the inside of the tank. So that's good news. So I'm gonna put it back on now. Okay, so I'm gonna install the oil line fitting. I've got it right here. I actually went ahead and put the new oil line right on it. It's way down inside there. Let's see if I can focus. Way down there. There it is. And it's behind all this stuff on the side of the bike. And I decided I can take all that stuff on the side of the bike off, or I can just use a big old extension. So let's see if I can get this thing on this way. I got it off this way, so let's see how it goes. Let's see, are you just looking at my backside? Let's move like this. Let's see. Excuse me. What's really nice is having stuff like this, which is like a, 24-inch extension. You know, that's kind of cool. Nice straight shot. Can you see the whole setup? Yeah, you can see it. All right. And that's how I put it on. Nice tools. Nice to have tools for the job. All right, so let's go down to the other end and attach it. See how it goes. Yep. See the inside diameter there and the inside diameter here, they're the same. And I've never had any of this plastic, reinforced nylon plastic, ever give me any problems on any bike in the last 20 years. There's no real pressure on it. Actually, the pressure is on the other side, on the return. This is the supply. But I've used this for both with absolutely no problem. There we go. There you go. Okay, oil lines in place. I can put oil in the tank now. I really like translucent oil line because you can actually see the oil. You can see it coming down here and you can see it going up when on the return, which is really nice. Whoop, whoop, you know, you have oil flow. So let's put some oil in the tank and we'll be ready to kick the bike over, look for spark, look for oil. Well, then first I'll put some up in the rocker box, some sump oil, okay? I'll be back. I just thought I'd show you this. This is the new oil lines for the rocker boxes. They're very nice. Yeah, they're very nice. They're, you call them hell. H-E-L, I know, what can I say? But they're by Wassel. And they're nice. I like these. I'm going to install these now. All right, so let's see how this goes. I wasn't going to do this until after I put this transmission together, but I decided I might as well spin it up and do it now. It's not that much in the way. Okay, so this is with the microphone on. What I'm running into is this slight bend. They're slightly offset, which means to me that it should go in 180 over. Let's go back to the other side and see what that looks like, feels like. So this one, I think, should be flipped over. The flat ones seem to go on there very nicely. So if I take this, let's work on the assumption that this one fits very nicely flat. Okay, and the offset one down here fits very nicely offset. So we're going to leave this one in here. Let's turn this over and put the offset on top. Okay, like that. See how that goes. Dropping the washers. So much better than dropping the soap. I am going to put it behind the head steady because there's more room. This little setup here, because it's a non-stock bike, everything is farther back. Or at least it feels like it is. This is a very long goes over. That feels good. Yeah, I like that. Let's go to the other side. Can you see what I see? Yeah, that'll be nice. It's got the offset, that's nice. It clears this. So let's take this last banjo bolt. It's nice, they give you an extra washer in case you drop one. They give you an extra. That's kind of nice. All the same? Interesting, that one has, yeah, they're the same. Okay. All right, that's snug tight. Not tight tight, snug tight. I don't want to tighten it anymore unless it indicates it needs it. There we go. Interesting, interesting setup. Very nice. Each one a little bit long, but very nice. All right. Well, we're ready to put oil in the tank. So I'll do that. All right, I'm going to put about 1.5 quarts of oil in here. Then after I get the engine running, actually running, pumping oil and good, I will dump it out. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, I guess I can get that. Okay. And put in fresh. So this is first start oil. I've always wondered, should you put the can like this or the can like this? Which one gives you better flow? Frankly, neither. This is Valvoline VR1. I use it because it says that it is especially designed for pushrod and flat tappet engines, which is what we have. Okay? New oils are built for bikes with roller bearings and needle bearings, of which we don't have. We're still using bronze bushings, for goodness sake, and flat tappets. So I like this oil, and I've never had a problem that I could say was oil related. So I'm going to use it. You can tell me what you use, that's fine, I don't mind. But unless it's readily available and I can buy it six cartons at a time, I'll probably stick with this. Okay, so that was fun. That's not going to reach the dipstick. It's less than half full, but more than enough for a first start. I'm going to take this cover off. It ought to be easier to get the oil into the head through the big tappet cover than the little ones. And see how it goes. I've never tried this before because usually the bike has been dressed out and you couldn't get to it. Wow, it's tight. Okay. How weird. I don't care. Okay. We have a dry gasket aficionado who put this together. Just for grin, since I have the cover off, I am going to go ahead and check the gap on the intakes. If they're good, then I'll assume that the exhausts are okay. So I'm going to get a top dead center tool. Get this thing coming up on compression. There it is. Now it's coming up on, oh my, coming up on compression. Okay. in the butt. Now I happen to have a score mark right there. That tells me when I'm at top DDC. Oh God, that's tight. Well, maybe not. Let's double check this. Yep, that's right there. That's tight. Let's go around one time and see if the other one's tight. Doggone it. That's very tight. Never mind. They've got to be adjusted. Doggone it. All right, I'm going to stop for a minute while I take all the caps off. All right, so with it still at top dead center, this one got some gap, but it's not 8. I can just tell by feel. So let's go around to top dead center again and check the other side, okay? Okay, that's top dead center on the other side. Let's go over there and give them a fondle and a feel. That's 6 at least. This, there's nothing there. All right, so let's do this side first. Okay. I like a nice sloppy 6 and 8. Okay, now that's a nice sloppy 8. You can hear it. Let's get ourselves a sloppy 6 over here. It would have been easier if I'd done it before putting these lines on. Oh, that's funny. Okay, now that's nice sloppy 6. Let's just take it down just a little bit. Okay, that's good. Good sloppy 6. Can you hear that? Oh yeah, that's nice. Let's go around and do the other side. Now, you wonder about the sloppy 6. Rocker clearances don't tighten up with age. Don't loosen up with age. Excuse me, they tighten up as the valves settle into the seats. So leaving them a little, shall we say, sloppy, gives a little room. And as Brian Slark once said to me, a loose engine is a happy engine. I'm not sure that was his exact words, but he definitely was a proponent of a nice, loose engine. Right on my scribe mark. Let's see what this one's set to. I bet it's a tight 8. Ooh, it's not even 8. Just for grins, let's try a 6. Oh my. It's not even a 6. This, by the way, if you can see it, is the little adjusting tool that comes in Triumph toolkits. And I just ground the heck out of it to give myself more clearance when I'm doing valves, and it's very, very handy. Okay, now that's a loose 8. Take it down to sloppy. Okay, that's a nice sloppy 8. Oh yeah, that's nice. There's no clearance there at all. No clearance, Clarence. Wow. Okay, now. Okay, now that's a snug 6. Not even snug 6. That's a tight 6. Oh, that's nice. Nice, sloppy 6 right there. Oh yeah, that's a nice. Now let's give them a listen to. Hear that? Lovely. Clear. I don't know if I've ever, yeah, I've shown people this a dozen times. This is my favorite top dead center tool. It's a gutted spark plug. Let's make it focus. Focus, people, focus. There you go. It's a gutted spark plug. It has a tube that runs at an angle. See, like that? Not straight through, but at an angle. So when it's inside the, in the engine, and this is slightly canted because of the head, and you put it like this, with that being slightly canted, this gives you an almost vertical to the top of the piston. I made this 20 some odd years ago when I was too poor to actually buy a tool. So, and I've used it ever since. It's just wonderful. And what I've done is you might, I don't know if you can see these. Can you see the scribe marks? Those are for different bikes. You know, once you get top dead center, that when that scribe mark is right there, that's top dead center on that bike. You know, what can you say? All right, so I've got them set at 6 and 8. Where was I before? Oh, I was going to put some oil in the head. I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've got 8 ounces of fresh oil here. I'm going to put it in here so it can soak all the way down, go down the passages and get into the crank so that it has what I refer to as splash oil down there. This engine has not been run since it was rebuilt, I guarantee it. Everything's too clean. I looked in the spark plug hole and I could see the top of the pistons and I could see the valves and they were beautiful. Beautifully clean. And plus I just found the valves not set, so see if we put it in too fast and come out the front. We'll find out. Well, that's filled it up. So let's let it drain down a little bit. That's, gosh, about 5 ounces of oil left. So that's 3 ounces up there. It's soaking down slowly. Let's put some in the front and see if it matters. Nope, it's, the head is full. It was coming right up to the edge here, so I've filled up the head. Let's, I'm just gonna let it sit and drain down some, come back after a while and continue the filling. Well, if you've ever wondered why I like to polish parts, there's before and after. I'll let you figure out which is which. All right, there's 4 for 4. And let's see, over here, back at the ranch, the oil has subsided. Let's lift this up some. So I'm going to put more oil in here. Then I think I'm going to go to lunch, go make some lunch, and then come back. While I'm at it, I think I'll spread some of this onto the rocker arms. Why not? Let's oil the rockers. Let's hit the front ones. Just a little. That's cool. Put a little there. Put a little there. There. Why not? All right, let's put the end of this in here, see if it'll take it. Nah, it's full to the gills. Yep. Go, 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 meatball, go. Cue ball. Go, cue ball, go. Anybody recognize that line from a movie? Go, cue ball, go, cue ball, go, cue ball, go. All right. There you go. All right. I'm going to go have some lunch, and I'll come back and seal these up and do a little spin test. And lunchtime is at 11:45. Okay, so it's about 5 before 1, and I'm back. And I realized that when I took these covers off the valves, one had a gasket, but the other two didn't. So I spent about way too much time over there in my gasket collection and couldn't find 2 of these. So I remembered that a fellow sent me this really cool set of flexible, made out of something magic gaskets. 2 sets. And the fellow is Joe Barnes, Piedmont, South Carolina. scbritish@gmail.com. Cool. Old Town Cycle Center, BSA Norton Triumph, new and used. All right, so Joe, I'm going to try these. I'm going to put these on this bike. I don't know that you're supposed to put any sealer on them, so I'm going to put them on without, just like this. I'm going to put them on, and this ought to be cool. While I was going through my gaskets, I found this. This is the outer gasket for the transmission. The one supplied with the bike was wrong. The one that was supplied for the bike was for the inner cover, not the outer. So anyway, I do have a gasket for the tranny cover when I get to it. So in the meantime, here I am back at the ranch, and I'm going to put these covers on, and then my good buddy Richard is coming over. We're going to make a coffee break. I could use a cup of coffee after a meal. Let's see how it goes. All right, because there's a squish factor with these soft gaskets, and I'm afraid I'll over torque and damage them, I'm going to put just a small drop of 243 medium strength thread locker on here, and then snug them down until I feel comfortable that they're tight without being squished. Just a little bit, as my Nona used to say, just a little. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go do the other side. These feel good. All right. Well, let's do the back end. Just a little. Okay. All right, so the covers are on. They feel really good. So once again, let me just give you this information. Sounds really cool. Joe Barnes, Old Town Cycle Center in Piedmont, South Carolina. You know, I should keep that in mind next time I go back east to visit my brother. Huh, cool. All right, it's not quite 3:30. Gonna leave now. I'm done. I've got the charger on the bike. I'm gonna let it sit overnight just for the heck of it. The bike is completely wired. I've got it set up to be tested. We'll do a spin test and a spark test tomorrow because I'm dragging and I gotta call it a day. So all the electrics are wired, theoretically. We'll do that first thing tomorrow morning. No, we won't, because I have to go take my car to the shop tomorrow and go to a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So it'll probably be 11 or so before I get back on the bike. So we'll pick it up tomorrow. And that's the way it is.